This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Well, welcome to this Stock Box interview where David Price joins us this morning from Australia. Hello, David.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm very well, and how are you?
Yeah, well, thanks. We're surviving down here. Unfortunately, we can't get out of Western Australia at the moment, but thankfully we're not under too much of a barrage from this pandemic at the moment, which is great.
Yeah, that is good, because I thought I heard something that Australia was maybe experiencing some more peaks. Is that right or not?
Yes, over in Victoria on the east coast of Australia, they're having a few more issues there, and the numbers seem to be rising. So it looks as though poor old Victoria will probably go back down into pretty severe lockdown, but it's a good thing for the rest of Australia.
Oh, really? Okay, good. Well, here this morning we're to talk about the RNS that RockFire put out this week. It's been a positive start to the week. RockFire raising £1 million, which is a solid amount of money. What do you plan to use it for?
Yes, as we put out in the RNS, Mark, we're looking to use that money to drill at Plateau. People may already know that we have drilled at Plateau. We've drilled about 25 holes at Plateau already, and some of those holes, particularly on the western side of Plateau, where we have our very deep intersections, have hit pretty good continuous gold, including 177 metres at half a gram gold. So we're pretty happy with that in the top 200 metres. And then the drilling that's planned will actually take us down to about 250 metres and then finally down to 500 metres depth.
Right, okay. And I noted in the RNS as well that one of the drill holes might go to 750 metres. Is that right?
That's right, Mark. We've got 4 holes planned for around the half a kilometre, around the 500 metres depth. And based on the results that we get from those holes, we would then plan the position of one deep hole to test at depth. Now, that hole will come in anywhere between 750 and 1,000 metres depth. And the reason I say anywhere between, that will depend on the angle that we drill it at. And of course, we only drill on results. We are results driven. So we want to make sure that we get good results at the 500 metre mark before we start committing to very deep and very expensive holes.
So yeah, 750 metres. It sounds very deep to me. Why are you going so far down? And what's the viability of mining something that deep?
Well, our geological model and our mineralisation model, and there is a difference, is based on the Mount Wright gold mine. And Mount Wright is about 47 kilometres to the northeast of Plateau. Now, they have very similar mineralisation to Plateau in the top 200 metres. They were hitting anywhere between 0.2 and 0.5 grams gold over very long intervals. And then when they got deeper than the 300 metre level, they started to drill into their main zone of mineralisation. Now, we're hoping to do the same thing at Plateau. Where we drill out 500 metre holes, we should be well and truly into the main zone. And they were mining down to 1.2 kilometres depth. So wow. It's very viable to be able to mine at those depths and beyond. So to do a 750 metre to 1,000 metre hole is quite viable. And as I said, it is results driven. If we're not getting really good intersections at 500 metres, then you do have to question a very deep hole.
Is your thinking maybe that what you've got at Plateau is similar to Mount Wright?
We see a lot of similarities. We certainly see similarities in the grade near surface. We see similarities in the geology. We see similarities in the mineralisation, and we see similarities in the mineral zoning. So these are all different parameters that we use, as well as geophysics, of course. So we see similarities in the geophysics, and it's looking quite good at this stage. I mean, it's early stage. We're only in the top 200 metres, but the similarities are extreme. They're really great to see them side by side like that. And what we're hoping to do is that as we go deeper, as they did at Mount Wright, we would then hook into the main zone. Now, their main discovery hole was about 427 metres at 2.8 grams gold. So it was a significant hit. And we haven't had that discovery hole yet. It's still ahead of us. And we believe that it's beneath us based on what we can see and what we observe in the mineralogy, the geology, etc. So we're pretty confident, and we'll drill the holes. It's the only way to find out, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that sounds good. Now, you also mentioned in the RNS about a diamond drill rig that's not too far away and that you want to mobilize it pretty quickly. Can I ask you how quickly?
Probably in the next fortnight. We'd be looking to
Okay.
mobilise that onto site. So we've got pre-collar holes. Now, the pre-collar holes are reverse circulation. They crush up the rock for the first 200 metres, in fact, 250 metres, and it's a cheaper form of drilling. Then what we do is that we lower the rods from the diamond hole back down that same hole, and we drill from 250 metres to 500 metres using core, and we actually get cored rock rather than crushed up rock. So what that gives you is a more accurate look at the geology for a start, because the geology is intact as a core, and it also gives you more accurate sampling of the core. So it's a great technique to be used when you're drilling through an ore zone. And we hope that we hit that ore zone, and the indications are that it's still beneath us somewhere.
Right, okay. And the RNS also mentioned using some of the funds for your other projects away from Plateau. Can you tell us what you plan on doing there?
Yes, we've got two fairly large copper projects, and Copper Head is primarily copper molybdenum. Copper Dome is copper gold. And because Copper Dome is copper gold, we will focus on that one before we focus on the copper molybdenum. They have been drilled previously, Copper Dome, and good results, reasonable results, very typical porphyry copper gold grades and widths. So including 52 metres at 0.2 grams gold. So there is gold in the system. What we're planning is reasonably low level work. We're doing geophysics, so we'll do ground magnetic work over both of those projects, and that will help to build our understanding of the mineralisation for planned future drilling.
Right, okay. And finally, just a final question. We've obviously spoken before casually on the Fairbairn and Russell podcast, and we spoke about your geological background. And I remember you saying how excited you got about rocks. And I also remember the videos you did on site looking equally excited. And people were saying you were the Steve Irwin of exploration. So my question is, are you itching to get back out exploring? And can we expect to see some more Steve Irwin videos?
Well, I'm certainly itching to get across there and help out on the drill rig. I do enjoy helping out on the rig because it's my background is geology, and I do get excited by rocks. And you thought I got excited. You wait till you see our exploration manager. He's just uncontrollable. But I don't think Steve Irwin ever wore a tie, so I'm not sure that I'm a Steve Irwin. But anyway, yes, I love getting out there. And the other thing is, of course, it gives me a very good understanding of what's going on site. I can see the rocks and understand the rocks firsthand, and so I can assist with the interpretation as to whether we're on the right track or not. At Plateau, we actually have one of our consultants is Greg Morrison, and Greg actually developed the geological model and the mineralisation model for Mount Wright. So we've got one of the best people available who is assisting us. Now, if he's looking at this, seeing similarities to Mount Wright, that gets me excited. So somebody who knows Mount Wright very well has been looking at Plateau, and look, so far so good, and we hope that the similarities continue as we go deeper.
Great. Well, I look forward to talking to you again, hopefully, as you move down the exploration path. But thank you very much, David, for talking to us this morning.
I appreciate your time. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.